Have you ever wondered, should I sell it? Should I rent it? Let me offer you just a couple of suggestions and questions you should ask yourself to help determine what the best decision is for you. Because there really isn't a right or wrong answer. It comes down to your personal situation and what's going to work best for you. You've got a great interest rate. You hate to give up the property, but you also know the sales market isn't especially strong and you're not getting the price that you were hoping for if you sell. So here are a few things to think through. Number one, does the property itself make a good rental? If it's a very high-end, custom, unique property, it may not be the best fit for the rental market. So ask yourself, if you were buying a property as a rental, would this be a good rental? That's the first question. Number two, can you emotionally detach from the property? If you're going to convert it into a rental, that means other people are going to live there. If this was your childhood home or the home where you were raised, your children, and you love the pink nursery walls or those rose bushes planted by a family member, it can be very hard to turn it into a rental. Tenants may want to repaint rooms. They may want to remove landscaping. And while they will take care of the property, they won't care for it the same way that you did. You have to be able to truly look at it as an investment property, not your former home. Number three, do you have some financial reserves? If you convert the property to a rental, things will break from time to time. You may need to replace a water heater. You still will have the property taxes. You'll still have a mortgage, and the rental rate does not directly correlate to the mortgage payment. Hopefully, with a good interest rate, there's some positive spread there. We can certainly help you determine what the rental rate would be, but you need to make sure that you have enough reserves to handle repairs and potential vacancy while the property is being rented or marketed. Number four, do you plan to sell the property in the next 12 months? We hear this all the time. Nancy, I don't want to sell right now because the market is slow, so I'll rent it for 9 to 12 months and then sell it. That makes sense on the surface, but here's the concern. If you just put money into the property, new paint, new carpet, new appliances, and it looks like a model home, you're taking a risk by placing a tenant in it for a short period of time. Sales markets typically don't jump dramatically in just 1 year. Prices may vary and they can remain flat or rise slightly. Meanwhile, you risk wear and tear and you may need to reinvest in the property again before selling. So our general recommendation is this. If you plan to sell in the next 12 months and the property is already in great condition, it often makes more sense to sell it now rather than rent it short term. There's little benefit in placing a tenant for a brief period only to remove them and sell the property shortly after. These are just a few of the important considerations to think through when deciding whether to sell or rent. If you have a great interest rate and you're focused on long-term financial success, converting the property into a long-term rental can be a very smart move. We've worked with owners who called us decades ago and said, I'll just rent it for a year or two. And here they are 30 or 40 years later with a paid off rental property, generating steady income. Real estate can be an excellent long-term investment if it's the right property and you're willing to hold it long-term.